Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel where technology meets tomorrow. Today we are going to talk about 3 transformative pieces of technology of future that are set to change the world and will emerge to be bigger than internet. New technologies have an impact on society. 3 main pieces of technology in the previous 40 years have done so: the personal computer, the internet, and the cell phone. If you want to choose just 3 technologies that will significantly alter the planet in the coming decades. 1. Cultured meat for food. Cultured meat is a mouthful of a name, but its potential impacts might be enormous. We farm on more than 3/4 of all arable land and half of it is used for cattle. Countries' efforts to meet the demand for produce, such as China's need for Australia's seafood, have resulted in the depletion of fish populations in numerous oceans across the world. In addition to reducing water consumption and greenhouse gas emissions, cattle spew a lot of methane. The rise of lab-grown meat might drastically lessen human demand on the natural world. Cultured meat is actual flesh that has been cultivated in a laboratory. These biochemical stews are stored in expensive vats of culture. Researchers that study cultured meat agree that we have a long way to go before we can produce something with the same level of muscle and fat as a flawless steak. Some folks get the willies because of how artificial it is. They say it's delicious though. If we can make it at least somewhat competitive with current meats, we may soon develop a widespread social taboo against consuming meat from what were once living animals. If there is a rise in demand and new innovations are introduced, prices could fall rapidly. The likes of Bill Gates and the agricultural behemoth Cargill are among the investors who are banking on this. Gates has also backed the development of meat substitutes made from plants. If food prices continue to drop over the next decade or two, the global population may be able to get by with fewer cows and fewer fishing boats. 2. Flexible object manipulating robots. Observe it, take it in your hands, do something with it. Because this is so routine for us, we rarely give it a second thought. Machines are getting close to matching human performance in this area, which has the potential to revolutionize industries as diverse as construction, manufacturing, and even household chores. So yet, robots have primarily replaced humans in highly regimented settings, such as the automobile manufacturing industry. The next step in their development requires them to master the challenges presented by the real world. The potential for this to happen is only just beginning to be unlocked by advances in sensor technology, actuators, and AI. The LiDAR method of vision, pioneered by the autonomous vehicle industry, is set to become standard equipment. Robots are gradually becoming able to both map their environment and pinpoint their precise location within it. They use machine vision technology originally created for categorizing image libraries, as well as image processing innovations originally used to robotic automobiles and computer games. For example, the dactyl system developed by OpenAI can rotate a block into 50 distinct positions. The Sobot from software automation can mass-produce denim and t-shirts far more quickly than a person could. These systems are designed to keep learning on their own. Recently, reinforcement learning has been implemented by some robots. This is when neural net software instructs the robot to perform a task in a simulated environment before attempting it in the actual world. The randomness introduced into the simulations is meant to represent the disorder and unpredictability of the real world. They will retain the information they have learned. Robots of the future will work around the clock to take over many of the jobs that humans currently hold. This trend of steadily decreasing pricing for consumer goods and services over the past several centuries will continue with this development. 3. Fusion power. Fusion has been mostly neglected for decades, but the search for always-on electricity is expected to increase spending in the coming years. If fusion can be made to work, it might lead to virtually endless power with no harmful byproducts like radioactive waste or greenhouse gases. The theory of fusion is appealing. Heavier nuclei may be created by fusing lighter nuclei at extremely high temperatures in a magnetic container, and the resulting heat can be used to generate electricity in the same way that coal is currently burned to do so. The sun and hydrogen bombs are both powered by fusion, so we know it's possible. However, enormous pressure and millions of degrees are required for an extended period of time in order to achieve fusion. When heated to these temperatures, the gas changes into plasma. Magnetic fields are required for control, but they are difficult to maintain. The initial challenge is to sustain the reaction long enough for its energy output to exceed its input. The next step is to convert the resulting heat into useful form by doing things like slowing down the neutron streams that are transporting the fusion reaction's energy. Finally, this must be done while the reactor is still active. More difficulty than anticipated has been encountered. After proclaiming the imminent arrival of fusion, several specialists have been forced to eat their words 10 years or so later. The joke in the business world is that a commercial fusion reactor is always at least 30 years away. The International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor, costing $24 billion, is currently being constructed in France by an international team. The completion date is set for 2025. Around the year 2035, its replacement is expected to begin commercial power production. Keep in mind that by that time, the cutoff date might be 2065 instead. That's it for today, friends. To stay ahead of the curve and never miss out on the latest breakthroughs, hit that subscribe button right now, and don't forget to share this video with other future enthusiasts. Together, we'll unlock the mysteries of the future.